All right, let's talk about the wider impact here of the abortion rights debate as legal experts warn that overturning the 1973 ruling would not just impact abortion, but have far-reaching effects on a number of other issues. ABC News contributor Kate Shaw and David Cohen, law professor at Drexel University, joining us both now on this. Kate, let's start with you. Chief Justice John Roberts ordered an inquiry now into the leak of this draft. So he's saying he vows to investigate. Do you think that someone could actually be criminally prosecuted for doing this?
Kira, I don't think there's a criminal statute, at least an obvious one, that has potentially been violated in the leak of this opinion. But it certainly is a profound violation of the norms of trust and secrecy and confidentiality that are pretty central to the work and operations of the court, right? Every law clerk at the beginning of their time on the court has drilled into them that absolute confidentiality is the expectation. The justices typically observe those same norms of confidentiality, and so too do the kind of small offices around the justices that reside inside the Supreme Court. So it's a small and it's a tight-knit and an intimate operation, and we've never seen anything like this out of the Supreme Court. So there certainly could be professional consequences for the leaker if, in fact, the marshal, as requested by the Chief Justice, is able to identify the source of the leak. But it doesn't seem to me that, criminal liability is on the table.
Yeah, and David, substantively, you've called for and written books and articles about the need to elect politicians who support the right to choose an abortion. Right now, from the president on down, they're expressing outrage. But the numbers in the states we've just reported, 26 states already poised to ban abortion in their states should Roe go. What, aside from electing politicians, what should those politicians do? What can be done for people who do support the right to choose an abortion now, if Roe goes?
It's important that at this point in time, politicians do more than just express the outrage that you just described and take action. The federal government has a lot of options at its hand that don't have to involve legislation, because we know things will get bottlenecked in Congress. But the FDA can further approve or allow the dispensation of abortion pills. In the future, if Roe is overturned, abortion pills are going to be key for people having access, because it's hard to discern what people are getting in the mail. And the FDA can relax restrictions on abortion pills. And a lot of state legislatures in the states where abortion remains legal, pro-choice state legislatures need to protect their abortion providers, increase access, and make it so that people who travel to those states can know that they can travel without any legal repercussions when they come to those states. There's a lot of actions that they can take, and now is the time to do more than just express your concern.
And Kate, to the court, you and I covered the oral arguments in this case back in December. Are you surprised at this draft opinion, which not only goes all the way and strikes down Roe versus Wade, but does so in such a sweeping way, which may implicate other rights?
Terry, I am surprised by the kind of absolutism, the stridency, the fact that the opinion seems to call into question not just the constitutional protection for abortion, but potentially constitutional protection for things like access to contraception and marriage to someone of the same sex or even to someone of a different race. These are all decisions, constitutional rights the court has identified in decisions that share certain features with Roe versus Wade. And those are the very features that this Alito opinion suggests make Roe wholly unjustified as constitutional interpretation, and an opinion that was, as you described at the outset, Terry, egregiously wrong from the start. Now, we should say this is a draft opinion, and to my mind, this reads as a first draft that is a maximalist first draft that reflects the views of Sam Alito and maybe only Sam Alito, maybe also Clarence Thomas, maybe also Neil Gorsuch. But I would be frankly surprised if there are 5 votes on the court for every nuance of this draft opinion. It is as big and, again, maximalist as an opinion striking down Roe could be, I think. And so what's hard is it reflects just one draft, and typically after a draft, a process of negotiation ensues that often significantly refines what's in an opinion.
So, David, you've also done a lot of work with the Women's Law Project in Philly, a legal advocacy group whose mission is to create a more equitable society for women. What are your fears, genuinely, if Roe is overturned, and what could that fight for equality look like going forward?
The greatest fear is that hundreds of thousands of people who would otherwise get abortions are now going to have to either carry their pregnancies to term against their will or resort to options that may not be safe or legal. There's incredibly detailed evidence from social scientists and public health scholars about the negative effects on people's lives if they have a pregnancy that they did not want and they had previously sought an abortion and they were not able to get it. People are worse off with their physical health, mental health, their children are worse off, they're more likely to stay with an abusive partner. It just affects people's lives in such significant ways. And to see a public health crisis on this scale with hundreds of thousands of people, that's really the concern. And we know the impact or the connection between abortion access and women's equality in this country, and that women who are not able to access abortion are not able to participate fully in society. And so that will have a devastating impact as well.
It will be a very different America should anything like Alito's draft opinion become law, which it looks likely. Kate Shaw, David Cohen, thanks very much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.